All right, it's Thursday. T-minus 3 days until the Chiefs host the Ravens here in Kansas City. Neil, how are we feeling?
Much, much better. You went out and covered the Chiefs and brought back some good news. I was out there at their practice yesterday and didn't know what to think, but now I'm thinking some pretty good thoughts about the Kansas City Chiefs. I've noticed, I don't know if you pay attention, but I've been listening to people on the radio stations, the so-called experts. I don't know who they are. I don't know if they're really expert, but a lot of people who I do respect are picking the Ravens to win this game, despite the fact they've been giving up a ton of yards and despite the fact they're playing at a tough place to play, Arrowhead Stadium.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, coming in, Marlia told me a fun fact today. The Ravens' points that they've scored combined in the first 3 weeks have been the most by any team with a below 500 record through the first 3 weeks. So
Right.
I think this all just comes down to how well the defense can stop Lamar Jackson. And lucky for this Chiefs defense, a lot of these guys have a lot of experience stopping Lamar Jackson. They're
trying to stop Lamar.
Yeah.
I just saw the highlights from last year's game that I shot on the field, and I was looking for stuff of Lamar Jackson, so I was focused on finding his plays. And you're right, they stopped him a majority of the time. But with this guy, he makes such good throws on the run that he can beat you two ways, and he's hard to tackle. So you might stop him 7 times out of 10, but those other 3 plays may end up going for big yardage.
Yeah, and the Chiefs defense kind of has a little bit of extra fire, I think, when they look at the film from the Ravens-Lions game on Monday night. Lamar Jackson got sacked 7 times, and what makes that even more impressive for the Lions defense is it's not just one thing to break through an offensive line and, you see an O-line crumble. It happens in football. But it's another thing to sack Lamar Jackson, because even when his offensive line breaks down, he's still on his feet. He's quick as a cat. Like, he's moving all around in the backfield. He's hard to catch, and they did it 7 times. So I think that kind of has made the Chiefs defense a little hungry to have the same kind of performance.
He does things you're coached not to do.
Mm-hmm.
The play where it appeared that he had tied the game last year when he threw that really beautiful pass, and his tight end, Lively, made a great catch in the back of the end zone, but then he couldn't get his feet down because the Chiefs middle linebacker hit him in the back and forced him out of bounds. And yeah, you're right.
Gotta
Absolutely.
wear white cleats.
That was the big storyline. I went into the Ravens locker room, so I didn't hear that stuff. I then went over to the Chiefs locker room, and it's one of those times where you go in the Chiefs locker room, and I take messages to 1 or 2 players from people in the Ravens locker room.
Ooh, you're out here starting some drama.
No. But like for instance, I overheard that was the very first game that the Ravens running back had played. Derrick Henry had played with the Ravens, regular season game. And he's sitting there. Nobody's happy because they've lost this game, and we're waiting for Isaiah Lively, and the quarterback goes to the podium, so we don't get him. But I'm the only Kansas City media there. So I talked to 1 or 2 guys, and I asked if I could ask Derrick Henry a question. And he's like, I don't know that this is a new team. I don't know if I'm talking here or going there. So he said, can we wait? And I go, yeah. So now a couple of the players come in, offensive players come in from the shower, and they're getting cleaned up, and he's just sitting there and at his locker, and he hasn't tried to take off his tape and you can see he's stunned and disappointed. And so one of the guys said, hey, DH, what happened? What happened? And he goes, every time I got the rock, there's red in the gap. Every time I looked up, there was red in the gap. So I go over after I interview the Ravens players. They talked about, wow, it was a close game, and boy, they're a great team, and we thought we played pretty well the second half, and it came right down to one play, and that's what we expect. They said all the right things. Nobody was bagging on the Chiefs like you might expect, and they do sometimes. But they were like, no, I mean, we respect them. They're good. I mean, Mahomes is Mahomes. And so then I go in the locker room, and I see a couple of the defensive linemen, including Chris Jones. I said, hey, by the way, Derrick Henry over in the other locker room, not on camera, but talking to his teammates, said every time he got the rock, he looked up, and there was red in the gaps. And Chris Jones said, good, Good. That means we were doing our job. We're doing our job. And they did do a great job of taking him away. Steve Spagnuolo, working with his players, has an ability to take people away from their football teams. We've seen that over the years, and I thought they did that a good job with the Eagles, kind of taking away their running back.
Yeah.
Even though the Chiefs lost the Super Bowl game and the game this season, in both cases, the Chiefs, if they didn't control the running game, they did a great job of limiting it.
Yeah, and speaking of Derrick Henry, another thing that the Chiefs defense can maybe kind of use to their advantage is he's not a typical guy who fumbles the ball. It's something he's kind of prided himself on throughout most of his all-pro career. But he's had 2 fumbles through 3 games, and that's out of
3. He's only lost 2 of them, but he's had 3, which the one he got back was almost as shocking as the one that he didn't get. It reminds me a little bit of the Mahomes backwards pass where he had to run and dive on it. It didn't go as a lost fumble, but in some ways it was scary, and I think it woke everybody up.
Yeah, but that is something that's out of character for Derrick Henry. It makes you wonder, is something going on mentally with him? You know, is this something the Chiefs defense can exploit this week? Spags put a really big emphasis at availability today about how he loved that they finally got some turnovers last week against the Giants.
Yep.
I mean, it's the Giants. Like, I would hope you get some turnovers against Russell Wilson, who's now been benched for a rookie.
But the thing is, the Chiefs play so much man-to-man. And when you play man-to-man, you turn your back on the quarterback and you run with your receivers. That does 2 things. One, I think it's great because you can take people away. I've got you, and I'm going to follow you. I'm in zone. How often do you see a guy standing there, and there's a guy 5 feet away, and he catches a pass, and you're like, why didn't he run over and cover it? It's because they're kind of playing a zone, and they're reading the quarterback, and a good quarterback looks this way and then throws that way. Mahomes has made a living of doing that with his feet and shoulders. So did Peyton Manning. Feet and shoulders, head, everything's going this way. The safeties and everybody has to go that way. And then with one very quick step, they look the other way and throw it that way. And Mahomes is so strong, sometimes he throws it without changing his hips, without moving his body. He's got that big, strong arm, and he's able to do that. So I get the fact that it's harder to intercept passes when you are playing man. The other thing, though, is when you play man-to-man, you're turning your back on Lamar Jackson. And Jackson, as we've seen, when he takes off, if you give him 2 or 3 free steps because the corner and the defensive backs and linebackers are all turning and running in coverage, they don't even see it. Sometimes it might be 10 or 12 yards before anybody gets a hand on him. It is a scary proposition.
Yeah.
It's worked well for the Chiefs playing that defense, and it allows you to blitz a lot more when you play man, but the reality is there's some downsides.
Yeah, and Spags emphasized today that a big part of winning this game will come down to if they can get either turnovers, you know, whether that's a fumble or whether that's an interception, because of how good Baltimore's defense is proving to be. It's going to come down to, can they get turnovers in good positions where they're putting then their offense in great field position, so I don't have to go all the way down the field to score, or ask Harrison Butker to kick a 60-yard field goal, which Dave Tobe did talk a little bit about. Harrison Butker's, you know, he's missed 2 field goals so far, 2 extra points so far, out of character for him when he's the highest paid kicker in the league. He knows.
Well, it's out of character. Forget his pay. It's out of character because he's just been so great.
Yeah, and you know, Dave Tobe acknowledged, like, they all know it's this thing. It's a present issue in the room, but he also said Harrison Butker is a very next kick mentality kicker. So they're really also just trying too hard to not think of why it went wrong so much, because they kind of figured out why. But what's out of character is the way that it's going. The direction that it's going is weird based on how Harrison Butker kicks. So that's what they're trying to diagnose.
It's a long season.
Yeah. You're going to miss a few kicks, but when you have the highest paid kicker in the league, you would hope that you don't.
Why do you keep going back to salary?
Because he's got to play like it.
To me, his history tells you he's going to be a good kicker.
Yeah.
And I hope he's not worried about, well, I'm the highest paid player. I hope he's just he just wants to win. This is my chance to help the team win, doing a great job on kickoffs, doing a great job on extra points and on field goals. But, you know, you're right. You can't be missing extra points. Now, one of those came after a penalty and he missed it. So it was a longer kick. But the reality is you got to make those. They're gimmies, and if you don't make them, in the NFL, these games are so close, it can kill you. You call him Spags. Are you one of those people that uses everybody's nicknames?
Spags. Spags. It's a fun nickname.
Do you
And
use
Spags we
baseball?
trust.
Like if you're in the clubhouse, do you use nicknames when you're talking? Hey, Salvi, can I ask you a question?
I mean, I think we refer to Salvi on air as Salvi.
Yep.
You know, if they got a fun nickname, why not?
Yep. Who's your favorite nickname?
Ooh,
Salvi's pretty good
Salvi is pretty good.
because it brings back great memories for all of us in Kansas City and
Yep.
the whole bit. But, you know,
Yeah.
Mahomes doesn't really have a nickname.
No, and if you look at the menu of Mahomes and Kelsey's new restaurant, 1587 Prime, they've got some.
You've gone to the restaurant?
No, I've just looked at the menu. I'm just an admirer from afar, hoping that I can one day get a reservation.
I almost got thrown out of there. My wife and I tried to sneak our way around to kind of look at it. We just wanted to look at it, and they're like, no.
Oh, so you're that guy
No,
that someone
no.
posted a video of on
Don't
Twitter.
even, no,
Yeah.
don't even go back there. And I said, really? They go, no, we know who you are. Don't go back there.
Well, on it, there are cocktails named after Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Brittany Mahomes, and
What are the
Taylor
drinks?
Swift. I don't know exactly what's in the drinks. I didn't look at that
I mean,
too
well,
much.
what's the drinks names?
They are Showtime, the Big Yeti,
Wait, Showtime, is that
Mahomes.
Okay.
And Big Yeti, that's Travis Kelce. And then Queen Bee is Brittany, and The Alchemy is Taylor, because that's the name of a song that she has written about Travis.
I saw a video of her.
that drink.
Yeah, of that drink. I don't
It
know
has,
where,
like,
on
the
my
flames.
Facebook feed or something.
It's a cool looking drink. Maybe one day I'll get in.
Do you think Mark Paulos goes there? Do you think that Marlea's
Mark
sports
get
director
us
and
in?
Mark and all their friends and stuff, they all go and party there? Like, are they there right now while we're stuck here doing this?
I don't know, maybe.
The food looks great, by
Thursday?
the way.
Yeah.
And I
does
could
look good.
and I could afford some of the sides. They have really
Yeah.
neat sides like
You just
that-
get a few sides.
that look
and
really
then
good,
that's
so I could
it.
afford those.
Same. That's what I was also saying. I'm like, I could just get the mac and cheese, maybe like two other thing, like fries or something. I'm set. I don't need to eat a lot.
Liz and I went there on a Monday night a couple of weeks ago, and we went out to the outdoor bar. We're off. It's our night off. It's our Saturday night. So we go there, and we get in line, and we order 2 beers or whatever, or a beer and a soft drink, a mixed drink. And we're in line. I give him the credit card, and the guy goes, oh, no, it's free. And I go, it is. Oh, it's free? And he goes, yeah, it's free. So then we go sit down, and we're talking and stuff. Then we go back up, and I'm ordering this is like, because we're not fast drinkers. Plus, we have to drive home, so we're not drinking a lot. But I go up there and get another beer or something, and I'm up there, and then I realize this is a private event. Everybody's wearing little press pass type things, and it is a convention. And so, like, people are talking to me in line. There's a guy wearing an Eagles jersey and go, oh, were you at the game yesterday? Yeah, I got to go to the game. And I go, yeah, I was there too. It was great. Really? What were you doing? Where were you sitting? And I go, I was on the sideline. Oh, that's right. And then the bartenders, he recognizes me and he's like, Neil, what are you doing? How are you doing? Are you here as part of the convention? And I'm like, and what do you say? No, we're out here. By then, my
having
wife
free
has gone
drinks.
over and is eating prime rib on the little they had a buffet. I'm like, I don't think we're supposed to be here.
You heard it here first, people.
And so we ate and drank. I didn't eat. My wife ate, and we drank free. And eventually, the people at the place, when the guy goes, "No, he's on TV," they're like, "Oh, what?" And my wife said, "You should have said, yeah, I'm speaking here at the convention tomorrow." And I'm like, I don't. If you get caught out of stupidity being someplace you shouldn't be, that's one thing. If you compound it by a lie, oh yeah, I'm the speaker tomorrow. I didn't even know what a convention it was. So
How long could we have kept that up?
it was, so we were there but then people started talking to us. They didn't care we weren't part of the convention, mainly talking to my wife. They like my wife. But it was a lot of fun, and it was completely free, although we gave the guy a huge tip, a
Nice.
massive tip.
Nice. All right. Well, good news, more good news from practice today for the second day in a row. Xavier Worthy was a full participant. Another good sign that he might be playing on Sunday.
Yeah, I think I take this to be pretty good. If he's a full
Yeah.
participant, that means he was. Now they could be lying. They could be saying, "Oh yeah, full participant," because they want the Ravens to have to worry about him, and then maybe he doesn't play. But I think he's going to be out there.
Yeah, I think if that were the case, they'd be calling him limited. To kind of
Cover their
keep the
bases.
question. Yeah, and cover their bases. Yeah, but the fact that starting Wednesday he was full participant, like not even limited on Wednesday, full on Thursday. The fact that he was full on Wednesday leads me to believe things are looking good for Xavier Worthy
I like
on
it.
Sunday.
Let's move to the. I am so proud of you. Kelsey under fire. That is a great headline. Usually you would put something like Travis Kelsey talks or something, but I am so
Travis
proud of
Kelce
you.
yells.
Kelsey under fire, because he has been under fire. Not in Kansas City, but elsewhere with people who don't like him, don't like Taylor Swift, people who are sick of him, sick of the Chiefs winning. But he has been under fire, and people have criticized him around the country because they saw him kind of go after his coach, and his coach kind of went after him. And they've seen it before in other Super Bowl games, in some big high-profile games, where his anger has become apparent, and he tells the coach, the play caller, I want the football, or get me in, or whatever he tells him. But I today it was interesting. You were in the room. How did they? What is their reaction? Matt Nagy talked about. What did he say?
Yeah, Nagy and Chris Jones both talked about it because they were asked, of course. It wasn't just like volunteered. But Matt Nagy was kind of just smiling. He's like, "This is who Travis is. We love Travis. We wouldn't change a thing about him." And it just all goes back to competitive spirit. And he said that no one in the building is like fazed by it. No one thinks it's like this negative thing. I mean, think about it. Travis Kelce and Andy Reid have been together for 13 years, like more than anybody else on this current team right now. And then Chris Jones has been with him for 9 years now, since 2016, I believe. Yeah. So, and Chris Jones said the same thing, like, and that's coming from a player's perspective. Like, he said, like, no one's thinking anything of it. We all feel the same way. Travis Kelce's just going to have more cameras on him, if you think about it. I mean, there are probably more guys on the sideline that are, like, throwing stuff and yelling and frustrated.
I can't remember anybody bumping the head coach.
Well, I think that, like I said, goes back to their relationship.
No, I agree 100%. 100%. And I do think, someone told me that Kelsey one time, I think maybe when Coach Reid was on their podcast, he said, I think this guy needs to be in my wedding. Whenever it is I get married, I think Coach Reid ought to be in my wedding, because he's met, he goes, the two guys in this room have meant more to my life and career than anybody.
Yep.
My brother came to my aid when I got in trouble at the University of Cincinnati and helped me get back in the good graces of the football coaching staff at Cincinnati. They brought him back onto the team, and he went on from there. And then Coach Reid, drafted him, and then has nurtured him, and he's used him. He's made sure that he gets the football. He saw, like he always does, he sees somebody's skill set, and they figured out a way to make that work in their offense. I don't know that Travis Kelce would be nearly the star he is here than he would be with the Browns or some of these other teams that have had offensive problems, coaching problems, and quarterback problems.
Yeah. Plus, Andy Reid, if you've listened to the New Heights episode with Taylor Swift on it, they revealed that Andy Reid played a role in Taylor agreeing to go out with Travis.
I didn't know that. Are you kidding me?
Dad. No.
This is a movie of the week. Is in the making is what it is.
He knows Taylor's dad because Taylor's dad was, big Eagles fan, and they're just longtime friends somehow. They didn't go too much into
I didn't know this.
Yeah, and when all these people, when Travis shot his shot and was like, I want to date you, all these people who knew Travis and had personal connections there, like, reached out to Taylor and her dad and vetted for him.
So if they do a movie of the week and they need reporters to play reporters in the movie, I'll bet you're in it. Marlia's in it. There is no way. Maybe even Mark's in it. He's on the outside. He's like 30 or whatever. There is no way they'd have somebody like me in it. An old, crusty, not very good reporter. There's no way they would have me in there.
I think my career would peak if they put me in the Travis Kelce Taylor Swift movie as a reporter.
Well, my wife, her first job in television was at a station in Arkansas. Can you believe it? And she was doing news, and she was also doing sports anchoring right out of college. And she worked, the main anchor at that station was in a Tom Cruise movie where she got to play a reporter who interviewed Tom Cruise, and it was Born on the 4th of July. It was a true story about a vet who was wounded in Vietnam or whatever and comes home, and it's about his story. I didn't see the movie, but she was in it. So it can happen. You'd be great. Marlene would be great. I don't think Mark or I don't think either of us would be very good. You know what I could play? Somebody's like great-grandfather. I could play that role.
You could be Taylor's great-grandfather.
I don't think she'd want me to play her great-grandfather.
Anyways, all right. Any last Chiefs thoughts before we move on?
No.
Okay. Do we want to talk about the Royals?
I don't. Hey, the catcher, the kid from Park Hill, home run last
Carter
night.
Jensen.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Hit another home run. He has really been great. He will have a great winter mentally because he's come up and he's been the exact opposite of Jack Caglione. He's got a knowledge of the strike zone. He makes them come in on him and throw pitches he can hit rather than swinging at everything. And he's been a smart hitter. And the pitchers say he has learned a lot in his time up here, has worked really hard to work with them, to know what they want. So, no, they lost last night 3-2. That doesn't matter. The important thing is they got a young pitcher that came up, a rookie pitcher who had another good outing. He's been excellent. His ERA is under 2. Another good step for him. That's his last start of the season. And then the catcher continues to hit the baseball. That's a great scene. So they lose the game, but they had some winning things.
Yeah, we're looking forward to next year, which is what it's all about now. And this Saturday, we've got a very loaded Saturday in the states of Kansas and Missouri because everybody's home. KU, K-State, and Mizzou. KU is hosting Cincinnati, Travis Kelce's alma mater. Maybe he goes to the game.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
No.
He went for Cincy, Nebraska at Arrowhead.
If they were 4-0, I think he'd go. I don't think it's possible. It's an 11 o'clock kick.
Yeah.
So they might have meetings early, probably not. So that it's possible. Sometimes they have practice. I mean, they have meetings on Saturday mornings.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Mahomes has been to KU when Texas Tech was playing there.
Yeah.
So we're not going to rule it out.
It's possible.
Well, I'll be there. So if there's a Travis Kelce sighting, keep you people updated.
I was there, and I videoed Mahomes and Brittany when they came down at halftime, and it was like the Beatles.
Yeah.
The Beatles are over here. The game's going on, and nobody's watching the
Everyone's
game.
looking at the Beatles.
They're all watching, and people took pictures of me videoing, and I was with an intern, and the intern from KU was like, should we go over and see if he'll talk to us? And I said, no, we should not do that. Well, I mean, he could talk about Texas Tech. And I go, I know that sounds like a good idea. And were it any other Chiefs quarterback at any time, including Joe Montana, they would have probably waved or smiled at me or nodded. That's not his way. He's too big a star. He cannot open the moat, put a bridge over the moat, or he will be inundated by media. One person goes over and starts talking, and it ruins it. So, it was just but it was funny because they were like, I don't get it. I don't understand why we can't go over. And I go, because it's him. It's Patrick Mahomes. If it were a different quarterback, we'd do it, but we're not going to do it with him. Mm-hmm. So that'll be exciting. It would be neat if Kelce went. Mm-hmm. It would be neat if he and Taylor Swift showed up and Taylor Swift addressed the Cincinnati team before the game. That would be really cool. And let our cameras in, and you got video of her singing to the Cincinnati team and dancing around in the locker room.
Just 1 week ahead of our new album.
Right. So why not? If that happens, that would be a good story.
You think?
See if you can make that happen.
I'll do my best. I'll talk to Taylor's people.
Who's going to win the football game? I think Cincinnati is. They played Nebraska tough, but they haven't played anybody else. I think Kansas is for real.
I think Kansas is for real as well. This will be a test for them for sure, but we talked about yesterday how Lance Leipold said this is the toughest team they've faced yet, which I think was really just a dig at Mizzou more than anything.
It's a slam. That's a complete insult.
And just not true, because I think Mizzou is way better than Cincinnati. But I think KU takes this easily. I mean, Cincinnati has grown as a program. Like, KU went there a few years ago, really just embarrassed them. Like, they had their third-string quarterback in the fourth quarter. And I don't think it's the same Cincinnati team anymore. Like, they've gotten a better quarterback. They've improved in recruiting, but they're not.
They are better, but they took a huge step back. Here's the deal. They got into the college football playoff, but the coach who did that took the job at Wisconsin.
Yep.
So he leaves. That's the guy that a couple of he has about 5 or 6 guys off of his Cincinnati teams that are in the NFL, including the chief safety.
Brian Cook?
Yeah. And he wasn't even the best defensive back in the scouts. He had a kid that was taken ahead of him in the first round, who was the big star. And that tells you how good that unit was. You had 5 defensive backs. 2 went to the NFL, and both of them are big-time players. I think Brian Cook has been really good for the Chiefs playing safety. So they have not gotten back to that point. but their coach has been under fire. So he needed to get it going. They played a team like Northwestern State University and scored them. I think they scored 70 on them.
70-0.
Yeah, I don't know what that does for you.
Yeah.
I guess you can play everybody, and that's always a good thing for a football team.
It's like when you play Central Arkansas week 1.
Yeah, it gives you a chance to play
63.
everybody. But I don't know. But I think you and I would agree that the most interesting game this weekend, I hope KU and Missouri just blow out their opponents and nobody gets hurt. But I think the most interesting game is going to be the game in Manhattan, Kansas. UCF, undefeated, beat North Carolina, so they've at least played a Power 4 school, and they did it in Orlando. They've recruited pretty well. They've got Scott Frost back at the helm as the coach. Wouldn't you agree that's the most interesting game on paper?
Yeah, in this region this week for sure. I mean, Penn State, Oregon also plays at like 6:30 that night, and I'm very excited for that one.
Well, but I'm talking about here.
But here, for sure, because I mean, I don't really care about Mizzou playing UMass. I think they should beat them by 50 points, if not more.
More.
And I mean, Eli Drinkwitz did say in his press conference earlier this week, their main thing is not getting relief syndrome, not getting comfortable, just because they won an SEC game and they're going to go out in non-conference for one game. So really the only thing to watch for there is that they just don't come in too comfortable and too cocky, which I don't think they will.
UMass beat an Eli Drinkwitz coach team at UMass. And you talk about embarrassing. First of all, nobody knew why are we playing this game on the road, and they had to do it. And now everybody's asking, why are they playing this now? UMass 0-3. They lost 47-7 to Iowa. Iowa's good. They lost 27-20 to Bryant. I don't even know where Bryant is. I've never heard of Bryant University.
Me neither.
And they lost to Temple, which is not a good football team. They lost to them 42-10. So UMass is like playing a junior high it's like playing a high school team.
Yeah.
And so just don't get anybody hurt.
Yeah.
I tell Bo Pribula, you got one series and then you're out of there, and we're going to play that freshman quarterback. He may have to play if there's an injury. I want him to play the rest of the game, and we can beat him by running the football and getting him experience. That's what they need to do.
Yeah. And like you said, for sure, K-State this week is going to be the most interesting because it's going to be the most telling. Has this just been a crazy mental issue for K-State ever since they, go week 0 in Ireland, and then they have these games back-to-back, not getting a bye week after that week 0 international game? Was it just that? Has it just been too much, too fast early in the season, and it just set them back, and now they've had a bye week, and maybe they come back and they're fine now? Or is this team just not that good, and there's a disconnect happening somewhere?
They're getting their running back.
Yep. And
they haven't had him. They had him. He was on the field for a quarter at Arizona. Gabe was telling me how terrible Arizona is, but remember, Gabe went to Arizona State, so his brain locks.
Can't trust him.
Yeah. And by the way, happy birthday to Gabe. Gabe turned 25 years old today. I saw his journalism instructor at Blue Valley Northwest last Friday night at the football game. He said, "How's Gabe doing?" And I said, "Not well. He has all these journalistic scruples that we don't normally have in sports, and I hate that. Like, he doesn't want us to make up quotes." Can you imagine not being able to make up quotes in sports?
Well, I turned 25 on Saturday, so
you're kidding me.
Everyone's turning 25 this week.
You're turning 25? Congratulations. 25. Happy birthday.
Thanks. I'll be at KU. So wish me a happy birthday if you see me.
Are you getting off early?
Maybe.
That's very good. Well, that's good.
We'll go out to dinner and get some Italian food. That'll be great.
You have a good time. Well, happy birthday. I'm very happy for you guys.
Thanks, Neil. I know all you want me to do is get older because I'm just too young, and I know.
No,
everyone around here tells me how young I am.
I started when I was 20, and I was treated badly because I was 20. So I want to treat you guys badly because, you're younger.
All right. Well, any final thoughts,
No,
Neil?
first of all, what do you think is going to happen on this K-State game? I don't think we're going to be able to talk about it tomorrow. We talked about it a lot yesterday. Is this the game where K-State gets their act together?
No.
They're going to lose?
I don't know if they'll lose, but I don't think it's going to be a pretty game. I think they still haven't solved their issues, and I don't think UCF is a terrible opponent. So I think they're going to struggle, but they might be able to scrape out a win. But I don't think they're going to all of a sudden be the team that we thought they were going to be this year.
Well, I'll tell you what, you can only take one step at a time. I think they're going to play well. I don't know if it's going to be good enough. But they've had a week off, and they played on a Friday night, so they've actually had, it'll be 8 days to kind of get ready and to get their feet under them and get their breath and look at self-scout as coaches and figure out what's been going wrong. Let's hope they get their offense. The defense has not been terrible. The offense has had major problems.
Yes.
And has let them down. But I'm rooting for them. I hope that they do well. So it's going to be an exciting weekend. I'm going to NASCAR on Saturday, so that'll be a lot of fun. We have a big race on Sunday here with the Cup Series.
Which means that KC Sports Tonight is going to be so much fun Saturday night, so you got to tune in. And then Sunday, Price Chopper Game Day. All of our post-game coverage as well later that night. So
we have the game on Sunday.
The game.
Price Chopper Game Day. The CBS NFL Today on CBS is live from Arrowhead Stadium. They got all the stars from New York City, drug them out here to Podunk, Kansas City, and they're having to see how we live, probably getting some good barbecue. Yeah. And then we have not one, but we have two games. We have the Chargers versus Giants to see if somebody could pull off the upset and beat the Chargers, and then at 3:25, the Chiefs and Ravens right here on KCTV5. I'm not saying we're the home of the Chiefs, but I am saying that their game is on our air this weekend.
Woo! So watch them right here. Alrighty. Have a good one, folks.